Shalom, loved ones. My name is Troy Cady, and I invite you to join me now as I offer midday prayers with PlayWell communities. PlayWell is a faith network of those who are learning to live by the unforced rhythms of grace, to help us keep time to the rhythm of God's heartbeat and the movement of God's love. We like to pause to pray at various times throughout the day when we are able. In today's time of prayer, I offer a poem by Margaret Atwood in honor of Black History Month. Well, with that, let's get ready. Light this candle as a reminder that Christ, the light of the world, is present with us. The words of Jesus from Matthew chapter 11 as translated by Eugene Peterson in the Message. Jesus says, "Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace." In the middle of the day, we return to you, Jesus, our center. In you, we live and move and have our being. Like parched souls searching for a spring, we thirst for you and your ways. With joy, we draw water from the wells of your salvation. And just rest for a little while now. Just breathe and just be in the present moment. Here's a confession. I invite you to join me in this. It's a reminder of our truest identity in God. After each line, I'll leave a pause so that you can either say this confession aloud yourself or just savor the words in your heart to make it your own. I believe that I am God's beloved child. I am learning to let God's love fill my heart, to let it shape my life. So I may be just who God has made me to be, nothing more and nothing less. That I may abide in love and share God's love with all that I am. Amen. In honor of Black History Month, here's a reading from the poet Margaret Atwood. This comes from her book, This Is My Century, New and Collected Poems. And this poem is entitled At the Lincoln Monument in Washington, August 28, 1963. There they stand together like Moses standing with Aaron, whose rod is in his hand, the old man, Moses, standing with his younger brother, Aaron, old man with a dream he has lived to see come true. And that firebrand standing close at hand, stretching forth a rod across the land, leading his people forth with Aaron at his side in their marching out of Egypt to the Red Sea, with the east wind sweeping back a tide of the hosts of Pharaoh. We woke up one morning in Egypt, and the river ran red with blood. We woke up one morning in Egypt, and the houses of death were afraid. Now the leaders of the marchers stand and count the uncountable. Jacob's house has grown into a nation. The slaves break forth from bondage, and there are with them intermingled all the wives and children of other nations, all the heathen marriages with the peoples of the land. They march out of Goshen. They overflow out of Egypt. The Red Sea cannot stop them. And here in the wilderness of a century of wandering, where shall we lead them, if not to freedom? So the leaders of the marchers stand and catechize the people. Write this word upon your hearts and mark this message on the doors of your houses. See that you do not forget how this day the Lord has set our faces toward freedom. Teach these words to your children and see that they do not forget them. Recite them in your going out and your coming in, and speak them in the silence of the night. Remember the covenant we have made together, here in the eyes of our Liberator, here in the witnessing presence of our God and fellow man. Where shall we march, if not to freedom and to our promised land? Since that time in 1963, there is some work that has been done here in our country to engage the work of anti-racism. But there is still so much to do. We are in the middle of that great work. We are still part of it. And so here, as we are in the middle of it, we offer a prayer for all of our work, and today especially the work of anti-racism that we are all called to participate in. God, we commit to you the work that is done and the work that is yet undone. May your beauty rest upon us, Lady Wisdom. We trust you will complete the incomplete. We believe you will finish what has been started. May we meet you on the road with us, Brother Jesus. As we labor, be our resting place. Please make our work restful and our rest fruitful. May we remain present to your presence, Great Spirit. And now receive this blessing. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you. All things are passing. God never changes. patient endurance attains to all things. Whom God possesses, in nothing is wanting. Alone God suffices. Amen. Thank you for joining me in midday prayers with PlayWell Communities today. I hope to be back again tomorrow with another segment of prayer, and I invite you to join me then if you are able. On Wednesday nights, I meet with a group of people on Zoom for a time of quiet reflection and prayer and sharing. If you would like to join that group, it meets at 7:30 Central. Just let me know. It's really life-giving in its simplicity. And the people who are a part of it are just wonderful. So if you'd ever like to join that on Wednesday nights at 7:30 Central, you just let me know and I'll share details on how you can do that. Well, I hope you have a good rest of the day. And above all, be loved because you are beloved.